Oh boy, it's time to start something new. We're going to be playing Triangle Strategy, probably the worst name you could ever come up for a game. And supposedly this is a kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, Tactics Ogre type of game. Isometric strategy. Games that we love. So hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to be playing on very easy because we just want to enjoy the story without getting we're going to play on normal because we don't know the tactics of the game.
On the faraway continent of Norzelia, 3 mighty powers reigned.
Do I have to press?
The Kingdom of Glenbrook, through which runs the mighty Norzelia River, bringing flourishing trade. The Grand Duchy of Esfrost, a land of ice and snow beneath which slumbers rich veins of iron. And in the desert, the holy state of Hyzant, home to the lake from which is harvested the salt essential to life.
Man, they're all placed in a very specific area, almost like a
nation controlling
triangle.
One vital resource. Conflict between these 3 powers was all too common. Minor disputes and skirmishes gave rise to fierce battles, and before long, the realm was engulfed in a bloody conflict that would rage on for years. Many died in what came to be known as the Salt Iron War. Brought to their limits and facing their mutual demise, the 3 powers at last negotiated a truce. The Norzelia Consortium is formed, a neutral organization that oversees fair trade of iron and salt. Finally, peace came to the realm. 30 years pass. Now, a new bond is set to be formed between the Grand Duchy of Esfrost and House Wolffort of Glenbrook, whose power in the kingdom is second only to that of the royal family itself.
It's true, salt is very essential for a streamer's life. A young hawk soars. Alright, so the premise is pretty simple. Each of the... Oh.
Lord Serenoa?
Each of the areas have a very precious resource, and they all need to work together, but sometimes it don't work that way. Yeah, I'm playing this on the Switch, yes, that is correct.
Good morning.
Congratulations, my lord. The future of Wolffort is looking brighter than ever.
Today's the day, is it not? We're all ready for the big moment. Thank you, everyone.
Young Master, Lord Serenoa. So, you were here after all.
Dealing with the peasants.
Ah, Benedict. It would seem word has reached the people already.
You can thank Eridor for that. He couldn't refrain from blabbing the news to anyone who would listen. I'll have a talk with him after.
This is a momentous day, not merely for our domain, but for all of Glenbrook. I do not think it possible to keep it a secret.
This is well and true, my lord, but you must consider your betrothed's lineage.
Really? Who? I have no idea.
I'm well aware of the situation, Benedict. I cannot say for sure what repercussions this may have. What I do know is that the people rejoice for us and harbor hope for the future.
I have no idea who he is.
As the future Lord of House Wolffort, I must rise to the occasion.
Sounds very, very
Find
familiar.
resolve, my lord.
It's me.
As house steward, I
Did
will
a cameo.
do all in my power to assist.
Thank you, Benedict. It is heartening to have the support of my father's right-hand man.
Shall we head to the port then, my lord?
So soon? I had thought we would have more time.
The river's waters have risen with the heavy rainfall earlier this week. And given the wind, I think it likely that Esfrost's ship will arrive ahead of schedule.
You never cease to amaze. Very well then, let us be on our way.
All right. Sure hope nothing bad happens. That will start a huge war. Oh, we're a blue triangle. Selecting event markers on the world will advance the story. There are two types of events, main and sub. Main events are crucial to the plot, while sub-events are entirely optional, but will disappear from the map as the story progresses. I guess we gotta do the subs before the dubs. Roster, inventory, War Chronicle, and system have been added to the main menu. Okay. %100% playthrough. I think there's different branches and endings and all that, so I don't know. Okay. Well, we got nothing. It's level 1, obviously. Got some healing. Yeah, so typical strategy. Typical triangle strategy right there. Supposedly there's a lot of events that determine our destiny, so chat will decide, obviously, and ruin the whole playthrough.
I thank you for the escort. You are free to go.
Pink-haired woman.
But Lady Frederica, there is no one here to receive you.
He will be along shortly, no doubt. If I have heard true, he is not the type to keep a lady waiting.
By your leave, then. We wish you everlasting happiness, my lady.
My lady?
Thank you. I shall work hard, both for my new home and for my motherland. Please let brother, the Archduke, know that.
As you command, my lady. We leave the rest to you, Gila.
I shan't let you down.
Gila, nice to meet you. So how do you think it's gonna break down?
Phew, Glenbrook at last. Finally, we can take a moment of rest.
Yeah,
from our
exactly.
long journey.
Sure hope there won't be an event.
That said, it would seem we've arrived ahead of schedule.
I much prefer it to being late.
I'm thinking thieves at first,
This is a momentous day for
but the
Esfrost
thieves
and for the entire realm. We cannot afford to make a bad first impression.
are gonna be hired by a faction.
I agree, which is why we cannot have you looking so tense. Why don't we go for a bit of a stroll?
A fine idea. After all, This may be the last time in a while that I am free to do as I please.
That's a bold take there, Freeport. Very bold.
Most are not inclined to grant liberty to one of Rosellan heritage, such as me.
Oh. Pendant.
You brought that pendant with you?
Of course. It is the only memento I have of my mother.
Oh! An event? Rugged bandits?
Thank you kindly, little lady. Letting a whole boatload of guards go back home was a stroke of genius. We heard tell you'd be here, and we wanted to be the ones to welcome you.
The winds of fortune are blowing today, aren't they, Pa?
Brigands!
Stand back, Frederica. I shan't let them have you.
I can't believe I called it. Oh! Triangle against triangle violence. You hate to see it.
What do you intend to do with us?
Make you our little hostages is all. And wring every last coin out of the duchy and House Wolford.
Now this is on normal.
What's with that pink hair, though? Ya Rosellan? And that lady looks like she's from Hyzant. Did we go after the wrong boat?
Impossible! The ship was full of Esfrosti soldiers.
Enough! I am without a doubt.
Oh! The boys! Stab first, ask questions later.
It's no shame. Attacking two innocent women?
And just who in the hell are you?
Oh, we get to decide. In Norzelia, 3 major guiding convictions prevail: utility, morality, and liberty. These take form of invisible parameters that are influenced by the choices you make throughout the game. Your decisions will shape Serenoa's convictions, as well as influence which companions may choose to join his cause. In Who are you exactly? A band of common brigands from the look of it. You needn't know who. Surrender now and we can resolve this peacefully. You two bear a striking resemblance. Might you be father and daughter? So which one? Everyone says freedom, but I don't know what freedom is. All right, 222. Our convictions have been strengthened.
You need to know who. Surrender now, and we can resolve this peacefully.
Do you even know who you're talking to, boy?
Boy.
We don't do anything peacefully.
We don't do anything peacefully.
Got that right. But if you surrender now, we'll spare your miserable lives.
It appears they're not keen to listen.
Indeed, they don't strike me as the type to be swayed by logic.
Because they do dumb.
Quit your whimpering and just accept you're done for. Once Travis, his daughter Trish, and their mighty crew set their sights on you, ain't nothing you can do. Enough of this.
The club.
Regret ruining our plans.
To arms, my lord.
Stand back, the both of you.
All right.
No, we fight together.
Fight together.
I brought this upon us through my indiscretion. Pray allow me to help.
My lady.
Milady.
I am a teacher of the arcane arts, and Frederica is a most apt pupil.
I can assure you we shan't be a burden.
All right, so 3 wizards and a warrior.
And you shall have it.
Why didn't you tell me you were having such fun? I would have joined you sooner.
Random character.
What are you doing here?
Horse guy.
Let us talk later. Now, I believe we have some lawless ruffians to wrap.
It's blonde, blue-eyed man. Unwavering support with the strategic edge. Its comrades. Okay. Okay. Pyromancer, whose fire ignites chaos on the battlefield. Okay. HP recovery. Okay. All right, well, we got cavalry guy. Should be pretty strong. Beset by brigands.
I hope you adults are ready to learn a hard lesson. You'll need more than numbers to beat us.
I mean, you got numbers, though.
Their confidence is admirable, at least. Orders, my lord?
Kill them all.
Give them no quarter. We cannot allow brigands to have the run of Wolfort.
Just who are these people anyway?
Now, Benedict.
In battle, positioning and turn order are 2 keys to victory. Attack from higher ground than that of your target to deal increased damage. Attacks from behind are guaranteed to score a critical hit. Okay.
Think you got what it takes to best my family? Ha! Fools, the lot of you. My turn. Give them a fight, men. Distinguish yourself in battle and you'll receive your due reward.
Blue panels out of enemy range. Purple panels, enemy range. Red lines indicate enemies that can attack the unit. Okay.
We do not take kindly to thievery here in Wolfort. You will pay for your crimes. For the honor of House Wolfort.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot of guys. If I move in, I might get bombarded. Because look at the lines here. Yeah, whatever. This menu, you can choose which command to issue. Action and items. Alright. Abilities consume TP, and units regain 1 TP at the end of their turn. At the start of their turn.
On your guard.
You think you're all high and mighty, huh? Well, we'll show you we're no slouches ourselves. Ready for battle. We're just trying to make a living here.
Hey, I'm working here.
Our land has no place for those who disregard the law. Let us pry out their weakness.
What is my attack range here? Oh, he's melee as well. Interesting. I'm gonna assume he's not as tanky as the other guy, though.
All for victory.
Roar.
Our victory is assured. Charge!
Oh, double thrust.
Brace yourself!
Okay. But I could have fought on the higher ground.
Shall we make it a contest, my friend? Let us see who brings down more of these ruffians.
I think not. Whatever would I tell your father if harm were to befall you?
These are no ordinary men.
Let us remain calm and clear-headed. That is our surest path to victory.
That's
Cool
right,
heads
lady.
shall prevail.
Cure wounds. 4 tiles. So if I move here.
Your wounds are healed.
The tides are turning.
All right.
We must defend ourselves from this danger that threatens us.
I feel like she's gonna do a lot of damage. Oh, okay. She would kill this guy and damage the bruiser.
Two ashes.
Oh, he got melted. Uh-oh, from behind. Oh, critical.
My turn.
For the honor of House Wolfort. Perish.
So he also got melted. Well, we probably want him to die. Fallen enemies occasionally drop spoils. Enemies can claim it too. Okay.
Charge!
What? Spoils right there.
Be gone!
Miss? Blonde, blue-eyed man, what are you doing?
At him. Yeah. Ouch.
There is no
Oh, but I kind of want to pick up that, but also I don't really care. We can do a double team on Trish.
You've left yourself open.
Oh, is this strategy of the triangle format?
No!
Well, had I known.
Damn it! No!
Shall we begin? Your wounds are healed.
Much appreciated. I will end this.
Okay, so we don't have a double team here.
my call!
I'm a fool. Coming through. This one'll hurt.
What?
Yeah.
My guy! He got tossed? Okay, we'll kill him.
Be gone.
And then wait here.
From where shall we strike?
I kind of want him to die. But actually, Princess is going to act first, so let's delay her move. Get delayed.
I shall try my level best.
And we're going to buff her.
All for victory.
Delightful. Allow me.
Oh, I can't scorch. Ah. And we're gonna double team.
Here I come. You've made a great
Bonk.
mistake.
Damn it.
Shall we begin?
Cav is in serious trouble here.
Allow me.
My utmost thanks.
We need to bring the healer to the cavalry.
Point me at him.
Oh, no.
This looks like Fire Emblem. I'd say it's more like Tactics Ogre.
Let's do now.
Okay, you're in a bad spot, buddy.
I'll try this. From where shall we strike?
I feel like the archer's the easiest one to take out. But it could be like, oh, take out the dad, and then...
I'll make this quick.
Let us pry out their weakness.
Hello, me.
Let me show you what I've learned.
Let's roast and toast this guy.
Cool heads shall prevail.
Now, the problem is... I don't want my healer to go down, but I don't want the main character to go down either.
Be at ease.
My thanks.
This guy's having a bad time.
Here.
Impossible.
That worked, huh?
Double team with a bow? What? This was not in the...
Brace yourself.
Jeez. This guy...
For the honor of House Wolford.
Follow my lead.
To lead, I must grow.
Oh, level up.
Let me show you what I've learned.
Hit him with the books.
I shall try my level best.
Hello, me.
Shall we begin? Be at ease.
Imagine if you had a bow too. Oh man, that would be great. Imagine if I had a cavalry unit that could hit enemies. Uh-oh. Tossed? Ooh, that's bad. Well, that's real bad.
Careful.
My turn. You don't stand a chance.
Ow!
For the honor of House Wolfort.
I'll make this quick.
My stratagem is superior.
Okay.
I shall try my level best.
I think we're gonna get him.
Too slow.
For the future of House Wolfort.
Let me show you what I've learned.
Time for this big guy to go down.
With the powers in me, we will make our ideals reality.
Damn it all! This can't be!
Oh, straight up murdered him.
I'm a fool.
I'm a
Heads
fool.
shall prevail.
Who do I even heal? Everyone needs healing.
Be at ease.
Thank you.
My growth is plain to see.
Go!
Now what? No! Bullseye!
Defeat is not an option.
Okay, I definitely don't want my healer to die. All right, tag team with blonde-eyed, blue-eyed blonde guy.
I won't lose. Huh! Yes! For my kingdom!
Let us pry out their weakness. My turn.
What have we here?
It's pretty good at follow-up, though.
Let me show you what I've learned.
Let's just pick up the item.
Cool heads shall prevail.
And Gila. Just gonna heal Gila.
Your wounds are healed.
What a mess! Take that! Ah!
Forward.
Okay, you're kinda in a bad position here. I'm just gonna say it.
I'll make this quick. My turn. It ends here.
You little... You'll rue this day, you bastards!
You bastards! We did it! Without losing a character! Sir Noah's convictions have been strengthened. That went pretty well. Oh, they're still alive.
Wait, I know that face! That's the Wolfort Lordling!
What's that you say?
Wolfort? It can't be.
What are they doing here so damn soon?
This ain't what we planned for. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
For a bunch of no-good thieves. At least they know when they're in over their heads.
Where's your horse?
I would have preferred to apprehend them and see them atone for their crimes, but so be it.
Your bride-to-be is safe. Isn't that what matters?
My bride-to-be?
My sincerest apologies. I had no idea we were being trailed by bandits.
Sure, waifu.
But where are my manners? I am Frederica of the Grand Duchy of Esfrost. I have come to fulfill our agreement.
Hey there, Ray. How you doing?
I am honored to join you in marriage and to call House Wolfort my new home.
The honor and pleasure is mine, Lady Frederica. Pray forgive me for not introducing myself sooner.
To think you'd fight at each other's side in battle before exchanging your vows. Though, I dare say that it bodes well for Wolford that its new lord and lady makes such a fine team.
I mean, we get top streamer all the time, though.
Here you are. Why, the entire Kingsguard has been scouring the land for you.
Did you sneak out of the castle again, Roland?
When I heard my best friend's betrothed was arriving in Glenbrook, I simply couldn't miss the occasion.
While we appreciate the sentiment, perhaps you should have said something to the king.
I'm the least of my dear father's concerns. Though I suspect Huette will think otherwise. I suppose I'd best be on my way back.
Huette? That's not a name.
Rest easy, my fair Lady Frederica. You are in good hands here. I look forward to celebrating your union. Till we meet again.
I sure hope nothing happens at the wedding. Oh.
His ring bore the insignia of Glenbrook's royal family. Could that have been...
Prince Roland, King Regna's younger son.
Oh, it's another RPG where everyone's a royal.
Of brigands by their own hand. What a fascinating nation we've come to, Frederica.
This is Sheila, my tutor and attendant.
Is this Final Fantasy?
Famed is the martial prowess of the Wolforts. It was an honor to be able to witness it firsthand.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Serenoa of House Wolfort. And this is Benedict, trusted steward of my family.
It is my honor to serve Lord Serenoa in any and all matters.
On behalf of House Wolfort, I welcome you to our domain.
You may think this is an odd question, my lord, but I ask it nonetheless. What does the color of my hair mean to you?
Oh, we get to choose. If it is not too forward of me to say so, I find it most beautiful. I find your courage most noteworthy than your appearance. You held your own out there on the battlefield. I think it nothing to be surprised about. We have Roselle living in our very demesne. Ooh. We're split here between 3 and 1. What do we go for? What do we go for? We'll have someone... Not 2. Let's... Now everything's tied. Who's gonna break it? 3 it is. Our convictions have been strengthened.
I think it nothing to be surprised about. We have Roselle living in our very domain.
You are kind to say so. And yet, there are some who would say that this hair is proof of my ancestors' sins, and shun me for it.
Rest assured that no one in House Wolfort would say such terrible things. There is nothing you need worry about here.
Thank you, my lord.
Lady Frederica, everyone awaits. Allow us to escort you back to Castle Wolfort.
Thank you, Benedict. It would be my honor.
All right, Frederica and Gila have joined our forces, which is pretty good because now we have a healer and a mage. Sure hope nothing bad happens. Oh, more triangles. Bye.
Serenoa of Glenbrook's House Wolfort and Frederica of Esfrost will unite in marriage to strengthen the ties between their two nations. In doing so, the newfound allies hope to hold their own in the face of Hyzant's salt monopoly, which continues even now, decades after the war.
The monopoly of salt.
Who could have known that this was but a prelude to an uprising that would engulf all of Norzelia in the flames of war?
What? Select encampment from the main menu to access Wolfort's army camp. Additional features will be unlocked as the story progresses. Cool. Oh, shoot, which one was it? Was the green one? Sub-chapters? Why do we have to fight the salt? We always have to fight the salt. You know this. Oh, hello. This looks like a war camp. Ah, it isn't Lord Serenoa. How do you do? This humble merchant has brought the finest selection of goods from across the realm. Have a look. I got some healing, some recovery, some stuff to upgrade weapons. Okay, cool, cool. We don't have enough for accessories, and well, there's no real point in getting the other stuff. We don't have much money, so maybe just like two of each. Red is main. Okay, so we'll do green then.
Wherever did my fool brother run off to? I explicitly told him I wanted him here when we welcome our guests.
It would seem Prince Roland shrugged off the King's Guard and went on a little excursion, as he's wont to do. I swear it's as if the boy exists to drive us mad.
He is an embarrassment to our family.
Oh no! Our best friend? An embarrassment!
No matter. I will see to matters myself.
I'll kill him.
Your honored guests have arrived, Your Highness.
I see new faces among them. I trust you can tell me more, Clarice.
But of course, Your Highness.
Who's this?
The imposing-looking woman over there is General Avlora of Esfrost. Her prowess in battle is such that some say she is the second coming of Groma Ironfist, hero of the Salt Iron War. If the rumors of her strength are true, she is more likely to emerge victorious than any but the Dawnspear himself. Over there is Minister Exham Marshal of the Holy State of Hyzant. He is the newest appointee to the Saintly Seven, and has been placed in charge of the military and diplomatic affairs.
The Saintly Seven?
His rise to prominence nigh unheard of for one so young.
Oh, kind of suspicious.
And Hyzant's young hope. I imagine this will not be the last I hear of them. I know this man, Sorsle End of Hyzant, yes?
Just so, my lord. As you doubtless know, he is the Holy State's Minister of Salt. A prestigious position, though it is said he feels threatened by Minister Exham of late.
Well, he's bald, so he's going to be
So even
evil,
the great
just like in every
monarch that is the
RPG.
Holy State is not immune to internal strife.
Evil or going to be betrayed?
Thank you, Clarice. I can see they were not wrong to tap you to lead the consortium.
As the officially appointed bookmaker for the tournament, it would not do for me to be ignorant of the combatants.
That's right. The triangle
Your
was his
Highness,
head all
Lord
along.
Thalas and Lady Erica, brother and sister of the Archduke, have arrived. They will be joining the festivities in Archduke Gustadolf's stead.
Word has it that Lord Thalas has been appointed Prime Minister, which would make him the second most influential individual in all of Esfrost.
Archduke Gustadolf is said to prize freedom more than anything. It would seem that includes the freedom to put his own family above all.
Freedom?
With all due respect, Your Highness, the decisions of another nation are their own. Do take care not to say anything that might offend our new allies.
You need not remind me, Patriot. I know there is little to be gained from quarreling with Esfrost's ruling family.
I don't even... Who's Esfrost? Was that the guys with the iron or the salt? I gotta read my notes again.
Honored guests, I am Franny, Crown Prince of Glenbrook. It is an honor to welcome you to our kingdom in my father's stead. I can assure you we have spared no effort in preparing for tomorrow's festivities. Let us ring in this new age of alliance together. Though I imagine some may be too occupied.
Okay, yeah,
armies
that's
with
the
their
iron
prowess
guys.
and
Yeah, I was right.
attorneys to enjoy
Okay,
the
calm
revelry
down.
themselves. Allow me to
Glenbrook,
escort you to Whitehome Castle, where
Glenbrook
the
is bottom
ceremony will
left,
take place, whenever
and
you're ready.
Salt is bottom right. So the purple, pink, magenta is top. The blues are to the right, and the yellows are to the left.
Prince Roland, finally you return.
I think it's water.
At ease, Huet. I trust all was well in my absence.
Well enough. Another visit to the Wolfort domain, was it?
Indeed, on minor business. My apologies for leaving unannounced.
Apologies indeed. You know full well that I am under strict orders from your father to accompany you on any excursions outside the castle.
I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself. Besides, no one would lose any sleep if something happened to me. Father and Franny least of all. Even Cordelia would get along perfectly fine without her brother.
Well, I would not. Or have you forgotten that you are my one and only sworn liege?
Huet. Forgive me, truly. It won't happen again.
She's our #1 fan.
I hope not. So it is true that you plan to fight in the tourney on the morrow. and alongside House Wolfort, no less.
How did you...
His Grace told me, when he commanded me to keep you out of trouble.
So Father knew all along.
And so I have decided to fight at your side. You won't be slipping away on my watch this time.
As you wish.
It's like water for fertile lands, and like they need iron for the tools, and they need salt for, well, everything. All right, well, let's. So there's a tournament in this area, in Crown City of Glenbrook. Okay, Frost is over there. And Hyzant is here. So Hyzant is the salts. A Frost. S Frost is for the... It's for the iron. And Glenbrook is for the fertile lands. The breadbasket.
Welcome back, the both of you.
Were there any troubles while we were out?
None to speak of, aside from Eridor here. But what else is new?
Out with it, Benedict! I heard you were beset by brigands. Is the young lord safe?
Booming man.
Lower your voice. Must you always shout so? Or can't you see that it was that big mouth of yours that invited trouble in the first place?
There is no cause for concern, Eridor. Besides, I'm not a child anymore.
Mayhap not, my lord. But I've known you since you were knee-high to a... never you mind. And this must be the young lord's bride-to-be.
I am Frederica. It is a pleasure and honor to meet you all.
Yeah, basically.
And I am Gila, her attendant. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Allow me to introduce those in service of House Wolfort.
This game was made because of one too many games of Settlers.
Master at Arms and commander of our military forces.
You'll be the lady of House Wolfort. No harm will befall you as long as I'm around.
And this is Anna, my right hand.
Your right hand comes
If
off?
you require anything, just say the word.
They may not be of my blood, but they are my family just the same. And from this day on, they're your family as well.
I am aware that in all of Glenbrook, House Wolfort is second only to the royal family in power and influence. I will do my best not to disappoint you.
A joyous day this is! The little lord grew up and found himself the perfect bride. Nigh brings a tear to my eye.
His voice certainly does carry.
Sorry, my lady, but you'll have to get used to it.
My lord, your father awaits you in his chambers. As for me, I must stay and discuss the preparations for tomorrow's festivities with Anna and Eridor.
Lady Frederica, pray come with me. Father is expecting us.
Anna? Is Anna a party member? Anna's aptitudes in battle. Strikes enemies from the shadows. Oh. Takes 2 actions in the same turn. Can conceal herself from enemy eyes. Okay, cool. Shields allies with superb defensive capabilities. Okay, so he is tank. She is thief or shadow. Rogue.
As you are well aware, there are two events of utmost importance to be conducted before Lord Serenoa and his bride are wed.
The ceremony to commemorate the joint mining venture.
Still can't believe I'll be seeing the day when we break ground on a new mine right here in Glenbrook. And with the full support of Esfrost and Hyzant, no less.
You can thank King Regna for that. It was by his most wise and generous proposal that the three nations of Norzelia now strive toward a common goal. Needless to say, delegates from each nation will be joining in the festivities.
From the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, Lord Dragan Esfrost, who is overseeing the technical side of the mining operations. The Holy State of Hyzant will be represented by Minister Lila Viscraft of the Saintly Seven. And our own Lord Simon will serve as Glenbrook's delegate and meet with the two before the ceremony. Yes?
Quite so. After that, it will be House Wolfort's responsibility to see that our honored guests feel welcome. Anna, I would trust you safeguarding both Lord Dragan and Minister Lila.
Consider it done.
Then once that stuffy ceremony is over, we can get to the real highlight of the day, the tourney! Ah, my blood's already rushing, just envisioning the greatest warriors from all the realm clashing swords.
From Esfrost, the much-renowned General of Laura. And from Hyzant, Minister Exham Marshall. I have heard much of his prowess as well.
Then, of course, there's our reigning victor, the pride of Glenbrook, Sir Maxwell the Dawnspear. Still, I wish him all the best of luck against their hosts. They'll need it to beat House Wolfort.
On that matter, there are two things I should make clear. Prince Roland has expressed a desire to join the tourney as a member of House Wolfort's contingent.
Yeah, that could be a thing, or like the marriage is a ploy. We don't know. We're just speculating here.
Why would the boy want to fight with us and not his own arms master?
Apparently, he originally formally requested to do just that, but King Regna would not allow it.
And so he came to the young lord in hopes of finding another way in. Well, he's more than welcome in my book. The royal family said we're free to put together our own contingent after all. I reckon His Majesty would be beside himself with joy if we could deliver a beating to Esfrost and Hyzant.
Or demons.
Doubtless so. Very well. I shall inform the prince that he is welcome in our ranks.
Or there is no plots and this is a wholesome anime romance game. Damn, how did he know? I gotcha. Gotcha, chat. This is actually a visual novel.
Finally, there is the matter of Lord Simon's health.
Indeed. Sadly, the Lord of the House is in no condition to participate in the tourney. Barring some miracle, I anticipate that Lord Serenoa will have to fight in his Lord Father's stead.
Lord Simon. I suppose age takes its toll on even the mightiest of men.
True that. Am I right, chat?
So be it then. You can leave watching over the young lord and Prince Roland to me.
Good. I remind you that while this is a joyous occasion, all of our attendees have their own reasons for coming. Let us not give them an opportunity to catch us unaware.
Of course. Trust them, but not completely. Always be on your guard. And always put triangles in your strategy. Alright, who do we have? Oh, she's a spy. Shield bearer. Okay.
Father, I bring to you my betrothed, the Lady Frederica.
A pleasure to meet you, my lord. I am Frederica of House Esfrost.
Ho ho! The pleasure is all mine.
Who's that?
Were it not for the efforts of House Wolfort, the Saltiron War would rage on still today. I do not deserve the honor of joining your esteemed family, but I will endeavor to serve you all the same.
There is no need for such formalities, my girl. You are tired from your journey, I am sure. Pray rest easy tonight.
Yes, this takes part in the Command & Conquer cinematic universe.
Thank you, my lord. I believe that in any journey, the first step is the most important. Before we go forward together, I should like to know why you chose to welcome one of Rosellan blood, such as I.
Oh, I'd heard you were a strong-willed one.
Pray forgive my insolence. And yet, I am set to marry into a mighty house of a foreign nation. I should like to know what you wish of me, that I might live up to your expectations.
A most reasonable request. Both of you, listen well.
Yes, we're killing the king.
Your marriage was agreed upon by Glenbrook and Esfrost, that the ties between our two nations might be strengthened.
To give us more leverage against Hyzant with their monopoly over salt.
Oh! That was right! This marriage of convenience.
Precisely. With Glenbrook and Esfrost consolidating their power, Hyzant was left with little choice but to join the alliance. And yet, while Lady Frederica is indeed the Archduke's sister, at the same time she is the daughter of a Rosellan concubine. And House Wolfort, for all our military prowess, is no more than a bannerman of the king. If the aim was to forge the strongest bond we could between our two nations...
It would be far more appropriate for my sister, Lady Erica, to wed the Crown Prince of Glenbrook.
Just so, yet neither nation chose that. And do you know why? ...
That if relations between our two countries were to take a turn for the worse...
we could be cast away like pawns.
Precisely. Such are the schemes of those who rule nations.
Oh no, we're just pawns in this political game.
I understand now. And yet, no matter how impure the intentions behind this arrangement may be, I will not bring dishonor to the Wolfort name.
Well said, my son. If that is your decision, then...
Fox, die.
Father.
Lord Simone.
She's carrying the fox die.
Man, and my health is not what it once was. For this reason and more, I have made my decision. As of this day, I abdicate my position as Lord of House Wolfort. You will serve in my stead from tomorrow forth, my son.
Dad.
But, Father, I am not ready to...
Son, I'm having a heart attack here.
My decision is not made lightly. You have already shown me, with your words and your deeds, that you are more than ready.
I'm level 2, Dad.
About what your subjects need from you. Weigh your choices carefully.
I'm not a level 30 boss.
Action.
I'm just a level 3 chump.
And I have no doubt you will make a great lord. And trust in Benedict. He shall serve you as well as he did me.
Thank you, Father. I will spare no effort that one day I may be as beloved by our people as you.
Lady Frederica, your fate is not a simple one. There are many who would try to use the both of you as pawns in their own schemes. Even so, I hope that you will be there to support my son through it all, as his wife, but also as your own person. This is House Wolfort's entreaty, and the wish of a father.
Of course, my lord. It was my intention from the moment I boarded the ship.
Beg pardon, my lord, but Lord Dragan and Minister Lila have arrived.
Very well. Presiding over tonight's banquet will be my final duty as Lord of the House.
Oh, he's so dying.
Tomorrow's ceremony will mark the beginning of yours, my son. And after that will be your wedding. Rest well tonight, both of you, for busy days lie ahead.
So, my bet is that something's gonna happen and there will be no wedding.
"30 years after the Salt Iron raged across Norzelia, a vein of precious minerals was unearthed in the kingdom of Glenbrook. From east to west, joy swept the land. United at last in common cause, the kingdom of Glenbrook, the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, and the holy state of Hyzant endeavored to wrest this bounty from the earth, with each nation providing expertise and resources. This uneasy alliance between once bitter enemies will herald a new era of tranquility in this long embattled realm."
That's a lot of arrows.
Dignitaries from each nation arrive in Glenbrook to solidify this accord and toast to its success, the first step on the road to peace. Among those who would forge this road is Serenoa Wolffort. Inheriting the title of Lord Wolffort from his father Simon, he must decide what foundation he would lay for this new era.
Oh, okay, chapter. 2 arms. Sure hope nothing bad happens.
Welcome to Castle Wolfort, Minister Lila. Allow me to express my gratitude to the Holy State. Were it not for your nation's generous efforts, this venture would never have come to fruition.
You are too kind, Lord Simon. You too have served an invaluable role in this. Though I must admit, the news of the union between your son and Lady Frederica came as quite the surprise. None in Hyzant considered that a bannerman of Glenbrook would join with the ruling family of Esfrost. I hear that Lady Frederica is the Archduke's half-sister. I must ask, how did this arrangement come to be?
Oh, your curiosity is only natural. This union was promised during the war, an arrangement made with the previous Archduke. Truth be told, I am surprised one as well informed as yourself did not already know.
And this is your son, as I recall.
Serenoa Wolffort, at your service, Minister.
And I am Frederica Esfrost.
My son still has much to learn, but I believe this marriage will herald a bright future for us all.
What is this music?
For today, I intend to step down and leave House Wolffort in Serenoa's capable hands.
You're abdicating your position? Surprising news comes in pairs, I see. Nonetheless, I am happy for you both.
I like buying furniture. Like in The Sims.
I imagine the lords and ladies at tonight's banquet will take great interest in the new Lord Wolffort. As will I.
Pray, go easy on the boy, my lady.
I hear that young Lord Dragan of Esfrost shall also be in attendance.
Indeed. He has been appointed to oversee operations at the Grand Orzelian mines. I understand his star in Esfrost has seen a meteoric rise.
Good. I would like to hear more of this new explosive substance he means to use to blast the tunnels.
Bombs?
As a fellow scholar of sorts, if in a different field, I am always curious to learn how great discoveries are made.
He should have arrived by now. Has anyone seen him?
Dragan's gone to see the city. He was halfway there before the gangplank landed on the docks.
Ah, he is your cousin, yes. I see we share an innate curiosity for new places.
The banquet will begin soon. I shall seek him out and escort him there.
Very good. Though I will host tonight's festivities, I want you to act as if you're already Lord of the House. Our guests are the most esteemed personages of their respective nations. Take care not to cause offense.
Of course,
The
Father.
most esteemed personages. Oh boy. Wonder what's gonna happen. Lord Dragon could be anywhere, I suppose. This is a good, as good as an opportunity as any to speak with the common folk. Oh boy, we get to speak with the people. The flow of the game comprises multiple phases. In addition to story scenes and battles, there is going to be an exploration phase. Move freely and gather information. Review mechanics. Hey guy. I sense you may have some questions regarding this joint mining venture. Allow me to enlighten you. Combining the expertise and manpower of Norzelia's 3 nations, this mine will unearth the newly discovered vein of iron. We hope this will provide beneficial for all parties, providing wealth and prosperity in equal measure. It is said that Lord Dragon's knowledge of iron working is peerless. I could think of none more suited to oversee the mine's development. Ooh. We just walk into the house. Hello, commoner. I am here to take your items. I hear tell Prince Roland is shirking his duties at the castle once again. Thank heavens that shiftless child isn't in line for the crown. Talking shit about a best friend. By your request, Benedict and I shall take part in the tourney. May we bring victory to House Wolffort. Hello, peasant. Oh, cat? Meow. It's a bit weird having a cat own a place, but in this economy? Oh. You'll find notes. Have no direct effect on the story. Help you understand. Ew, lore, get out of here. Greetings, my lord. My friends and I are playing hide and seek. Could not care less. We're just robbing people here. And the rich get richer, am I right? There is no rest for a young lordling. All eyes will be upon you in the coming days. Frederica and I shall make every effort to learn the lay of the land so that we might share the weight of your duties. It's just like him to gallivant off with nary a word of farewell. Still, I suppose this is a chance to become acquainted with my future home. How would you describe your town, Serenoa? To know a town, you must take time to relish her company. That's what Eridor told me, in perhaps more colorful words. It is the port at the center of commerce. A town built on taxes, but not at the expense of fair trade. Wolffort is nestled safely behind the castle walls. It is a town at peace and sets an example for the rest of the kingdom. We're going with taxes. Our convictions have been strengthened. Indeed, this place truly is alive with the sound of coins exchanging hands and deals being struck. Wolffort lies in between Glenbrook and Hyzance, and merchants from near and far come here to sell their wares. It is the beating heart of our domain, and it is my duty to ensure the safety of all within. And you administer to your duty well. I see. The people are happy. Of that there can be no doubt. My husband works from dawn till dusk at the port, lifting crates and who knows what else. It's honest work, though, and the backbone of our livelihood besides. Oh, hello. We're playing hide and seek till Doc comes home. I need to find a place to hide, and quick. Take care not to hurt yourself. Your father wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you. Ah, one of my favorite games. Barrels were always my favorite place to hide. It takes a clever mind to hide. Perhaps you can use that cleverness to help your father when you're older. Barrel. Oh, chat, you and your barrels. Barrel chat. Barrel boys. Barrels? I never thought of that, my lord. Heh, they'll never find me now. I speak from experience. They won't. However, there may be even better hiding places to be found around town. You might be right, my lord. I'll find a hiding place no one's ever thought of before. And then they never find her again. There's been nothing amiss, my lord. Another quiet day. This town is prosperous and its people have faith in their lord. An impressive achievement by my experience. You're too kind, Lord Dragon. Oh, my apologies, but you are? The apologies should be mine. I'm Serenoa Wolffort. I've come to remind you to return to the castle before the banquet begins. Certain parties were quite insistent. Of course, I appreciate the consideration. I would like to explore the town a while longer, but rest assured I shall be punctual in my arrival. I must make ready for the wedding ceremony. What gift should best suit the union between you and Frederica? It's an impossible choice. Perhaps an audience with Lord Simone will spark inspiration. A lot of folk come to town for the ceremony. I even saw a man earlier wandering about in a wide-eyed wonder. That's probably that guy over there. Probably Dragon. can scarce remember the last time Glenbrook was host to such a marvelous tourney. Who among the nations will win glory, which will be known as the fiercest in all Norzelia? I mean, to be there when history's made. I still can't believe Travis and his feral spawn attacked your dear bride-to-be like this. Travis. I'm just glad we got there before any real harm could be done, my lord. The most esteemed personages from each nation will be attending the ceremony, I hear. A veritable melting pot of politics. No politics on this chat, please. Such an opportunity to meet and speak with your peers must not be wasted, my lord. My lord? Oh. Thank you, peasants. Even though I could buy myself all of this, getting it for free is so much better. Well, that's pretty much it. And exploration? I don't think so. We did everything, right? I think so. The banquet will begin soon. Lord Dragon and I had best not arrive late. Dragon is nuts. At the banquet.
I thank you for your hospitality today, Lord Serenoa.
Think nothing of it. Did you enjoy the city, Lord Dragan?
Quite. Its people are full of life and love for their lord. That says all I need to know about House Wolfort.
You honor us with your words.
I am only being frank. Frederica is the sister of the Archduke, after all, and my cousin besides. I would not see her marry into an unworthy house. Suffice to say, my expectations were exceeded.
I have heard much of your ingenious contributions to the mining efforts. I sense prosperous days are ahead of us.
As do I. Finally, our nations enter into an age unfettered by war.
Yeah, about that.
With Esfrost's iron, Hyzan's salt, and Glenbrook's mediation, there is no limit to what we can achieve. We must regard each other as equals, and forge mutually beneficial relationships.
I sense skepticism in your words, Lord Dragan. Do you mean to imply our relations are not already mutually beneficial?
I need not imply anything. The salt tax you claim makes my case more than clear.
Bold words from one so young. Is that how peers speak to one another?
Uh-oh.
Perhaps the young ones, yes. What do you think, Lord Serenoa?
Oh, don't get involved in this.
Dissatisfaction with the salt tax was one cause of the war, was it not?
Salt is a divine boon, a gift from the goddess to her true believers. This is the foundation of the teachings that guide us in Hyzant. By allying with Esfrost, do you mean to gainsay our most fundamental beliefs?
Of course not, Minister. We understand that the source is Norzelia's sole supply of salt. And we would not deny that it is the Holy State's right to harvest and tax it as you see fit.
Thank you for acknowledging that. Though it strikes me that your words are measured.
You needn't be so non-committal, Lord Serenoa. It is only reasonable that the three of us have differing opinions on the matter. However, that is all the more reason for us to be open to frank discussion.
Honored guests, pray forgive my son. We of House Wolfort are but simple warriors. I'm afraid matters of finance and politics do not come to us naturally. This, however, I can say. We will fight injustice and tyranny wheresoever it may be. Of course, we do not enjoy conflict. Still, we will not hesitate to defend our land and our people should the need arise. No matter how mighty the threat, we will fight for home and kingdom.
Yes, Lord Simone. Of that we are keenly aware.
I apologize if I spoke out of turn. But the fact remains that as every winter passes, the tension between our nations grows, and salt is the cause. The common folk have all but forgotten its taste. I simply want to ease their suffering.
The ministry I oversee is committed to the preservation of life. I personally believe that salt should not be a luxury reserved for the privileged few. All those who live require it, not just those lucky enough to be born within the borders of our holy state.
You agree with me then?
How I feel matters little. In Hyzant, the word of the goddess, as conveyed to us from the lips of the Hierophant, is absolute. But perhaps this joint mining venture of yours may lead to the change you seek.
Indeed, we must set our gazes to the future. All of us. I expect you will be the ones to usher us into a new era.
No music, by the way.
Yes,
Something's
Father.
gonna happen. No. That's back to the shopping music. I'd like to get a couch here in my office. The banquet ends without incident, and everyone breathes a sigh of relief. Dragon, however, has something on his mind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. However, side story here. So what's going on back in the capital?
Father spoke not a single word to me today. Before long, I fear I might forget the sound of his voice.
Please, sister, you weep and wail like a common girl. Show some composure. Father has a kingdom to rule, a kingdom engaged in a historic endeavor. He has more important duties than to pamper a spoiled child.
Yes, of course, brother.
You speak as if Father's duties include anything more than licking the boots of these dignitaries. It is inconceivable he cannot spare the time to break bread with his daughter.
You speak out of insolence and ignorance, Roland.
I speak only the truth.
Oh,
He
Roland,
leaves all
so
the
naive.
past to the Wolforts and Minister Patriot.
A king's word is to be obeyed.
And what of his subjects? Do they exist simply to bring him glory? To take the blame for his failures?
They are to serve as he sees fit.
The hell they are.
Believe as you wish. Speaking of his subjects, it appears lordship of House Wolfort will be passed down to young Serenoa.
What?
How fortunate for you to have a friend in the new lord. Best not take loyalty for granted, however. House Wolfort is obedient enough for now, but that can change as quickly as the wind. Use them well when you can, but be ready to bring down your fist if they dare to rise above their station.
Don't speak of them like lapdogs. They're not servants. They're my friends.
It reminds me of that that indie game we played that was like Uncharted Waters 2. That we fought like twice, and then it was like just talking the whole time.
Do you really think to lead with such a soft heart? You are not fit to wear the royal signet.
Oh, stop this fighting at once. You frighten me.
Enough of this.
Where are you going, brother?
To train with Sir Maxwell. I would clear my head. There is a tourney on the morrow, after all.
Brother!
Wonder what's gonna happen.
I yield.
Your spear wavers, my prince. Something weighs on your mind.
Masked man.
You've always been able to see through me.
It's no great feat. Your heart lies ever on your sleeve.
Do I hear disapproval in your voice?
Not exactly, my prince. It can be a weakness, yes, but it can also be your strength. After all, sometimes a direct strike is most effective at piercing a formidable defense.
I will take those words to heart, Sir Maxwell. Thank you for today.
The pleasure was mine. I expect a good fight from you tomorrow. In the final match, no doubt.
I take the field with House Wolfort. Together, I have no doubt we can emerge triumphant.
Ah, that would explain your improvement. Young Serenoa is a worthy training partner. Even so, I have no doubt you've held your own against him. Tomorrow you shall show the realm what I already know. That you are a warrior worthy of your family's legacy.
Yeah, I don't know why. Sir Masked Man.
Sometimes I wish I wasn't a prince. Sometimes I wish I'd been born your son instead.
You are my son.
Surely you jest, Your Highness. Your father is a great king, and an even greater man. It is an honor to serve him as I do.
Apologies. I forget myself. I must have taken quite a blow. Anyhow, I suppose I should rest till the morrow. Be well, Sir Maxwell.
The crown weighs heavy on his head.
It cannot be easy being the youngest prince. To have others expect nothing from you, yet still shake their heads in disapproval. But you can rise above this, my prince. Seize your chance and lay everyone's doubts to rest once and for all.
Sounding kinda suspicious. My question is, why does he wear the mask? Could there be a traitor Amogus?
Now that's what I call a
Possibly.
feast. You've landed quite the catch, Frederica. He is a good man. I can see it in his eyes.
You are too kind, Lord Dragan.
And humble as well. Are you impressed as I, Frederica?
I can tell that your heart is pure and gentle, my lord.
Lady Frederica.
Forgive me if I caused offense. I thought only to return your sincerity and kind.
No apologies are needed. I am happy to meet your approval.
Thank you, my lord.
Words come so easily to the both of you. A perfect match.
Forgive my curiosity. What sort of life did Lady Frederica lead in Esfrost?
Her life? Truth be told, my dear Serenoa, not a pleasant one. Those of Rosellan blood are looked down upon in Esfrost, even if they are the daughter of the Archduke's concubine.
I think he's trying to mimic as if he was drunk. Had too many cups of wine.
Gustadolf's full siblings are the worst of the lot. They have not a shred of human compassion between them. They cruelly bully the girl endlessly, regardless of time or place.
Is this...
True? Of course it is. I know Frederica's suffering all too well. My own father, lived ever in the shadow of his elder brother, the former Archduke. Our house, too, is met with sneers by those who consider themselves our betters. But no more! I shall show all those simpering fops that it is not birth that makes greatness, but deeds. And so I did my due research at the archives, that my grand invention shall blast our way forward.
Dragan, please. I believe you've had enough to drink.
You can hardly blame me for availing myself of Glenbrook's finest libations, brought by traders from the realm over. Each cask more exotic than the last. Why, to not partake would be an affront to our newfound allies.
Just make sure your head is clear for tomorrow. Or have you forgotten you're meant to be representing your nation?
Yes, a ceremony to usher in a new age of harmony and prosperity. I am too young to have known the wars, so I see our three nations joining hands more as a matter of expedience. But what of you, my kin-to-be? How do you see our grand cooperative venture?
Oh, it is the first step towards a true harmony among our three nations. I welcome it. It will benefit all nations involved. I see nothing wrong with that. It is impossible to understand each nation's motivations. I can't say whether this bodes well. You guys are so untrustworthy. Cautious at best.
It is impossible to understand each nation's motivations. I can't say whether this bodes well.
Interesting. You are the first I've spoken to express such skepticism, and yet, you may see more clearly than most.
Like as not, it is a baseless worry.
It is a lord's place to worry. We may at last share a common goal, but our motivations differ. The future is murky, no matter how brightly some may try to paint it. My new cousin has the intuition of a leader, I see. Or perhaps you're simply a worrywart. In any event, it is always good to have another perspective on matters. Let me tell you what I believe. I believe we're on the cusp of a great achievement. As always, it is the young who must bear the burden of building the future. Old shoulders are frail, old minds stubborn. Whatever lies in our future, those who make it will mark their names in history. And mine will be writ large for all to see! And I would write yours next to it, my dear cousin. Pray, come visit me at the mines once operations are underway, and I shall...
Dragan, are you quite all right?
Worry not, Frederica. I'm just a bit tipsy. Perhaps I should just lie.
It would seem Lord Dragan has turned in for the night.
Quite the passionate fellow, isn't he?
He's never been one to hide his ambition, ever since we were little. Neither does he hide his disapproval of my brother and Trueborn siblings.
Feelings which you share?
I grant it would be satisfying to see the sneers of those who look down on me wiped from their faces. But I also agree with Lord Simone that we must set our gazes to the future. Though I know not yet how I might best serve in this new age, I would do what I can.
We are of the same mind in that regard, my lady. Let us ease the weight of each other's burdens.
Please, call me Frederica. We are to be husband and wife after all.
Of course, my... Frederica. Pray call me Serenoa as well.
Call me Fred.
We should carry your cousin to his chambers. Will you help me, Frederica?
Certainly, Serenoa. Let us take care not to wake him, lest he resume his prattle.
Alright. Still no fighting. Cemetery.
Benedict. I thought I might find you here.
Then the Queen.
My lord.
Did you tell her that Serenoa would soon be taking over as lord of our house?
Forgive me, my lord. I did not think to...
Save your apologies, Benedict. Doubtless she was overjoyed to hear it from you. Destra always did trust you above all her advisors. As do I. For 30 years you have served my house better than I ever could have asked for.
You honor me, my lord.
My lord? I suspect this will be the last night I will hear those...
Oh no! Fox die.
I will call for a healer at once.
Do not bother, Benedict. It will avail me not. You know as well as I how my heart now fails me.
My lord.
And so I entrust Serenoa to you. For our house, pray heed this old man's final order.
Certainly. I will live to serve your son until I breathe my last.
Did you hear that, Destra? Our boy is in good hands. My old dear friend, long have we stood together.
I will not let you down, my lord.
All right. Wonder what's gonna happen next. In 2 hours, we've done one fight.
My beloved son, Serenoa, will oversee the matters of our house from this day forward. I expect you to serve him as dutifully as you served me.
Of course, Lord Simone.
Aye, my lord. Our undying loyalty to House Wolford.
My son, listen well. A lord's judgment shapes the fates of his kin and subjects alike. Responsibility for their well-being now falls on your shoulders. You must lead them well.
Yes, Father. I shall keep those words close to my heart. To that end, I require wise counsel. Together, you possess a wealth of experience. As Lord of House Wolford, it is my duty to consider the best course from every perspective afforded me.
We're grinding words right now.
I sure cannot from this responsibility. At the same time, I would be a fool to not seek guidance from those more traveled than I. For my house and my people, I trust I can rely on you.
Well spoken, my son. I dare say you are more than ready to receive this.
The Scales of Conviction, a holy relic, said to be blessed by the deities of old.
Oh, in the shape of a triangle.
Gifted to our family by the King of Glenbrook. From this day on, I entrust it to you. However, it is of little use without these.
Coins. 7 of them.
Tokens of conviction, we call them. Give one each to only your most trusted retainers and allies. They will guide you when the path is darkest. Their words will illuminate the pitfalls ahead. Heed well the advice of your friends and subjects, and choose your steps carefully. Such has been the way of our house, and such you must see it always shall be.
I will, Father. I shall treasure these gifts and make wise use of them in times of need.
Very good. Now do your duty, my son.
We await your orders, my lord.
To war!
We depart for the capital at once. May this ceremony be but the first of many joyous occasions ahead of us.
We go to the capital. Kill the king.
And so the stewardship of House Wolffort passes from father to son. Lord Simon Wolffort, beloved throughout Glenbrook, entrusts the future to young Serenoa. With the ceremony to mark the beginning of the joint mining venture and a tourney on the horizon, the Wolfforts set forth to the Crown City. With no heroic deeds yet to his name, the new Lord Wolffort sets his eyes on the proving grounds, eager to show his worthiness.
So Lord Simon will step down. I suppose the time comes for us all to pass on the torch eventually. What wisdom has your father bestowed upon you?
He has told me what it means to be lord of a house.
Very good. Serenoa of House Wolffort, the crown of Glenbrook now looks to you for loyal service and brotherhood.
Yes, Your Majesty. I shall not disappoint.
I dare you to say that again, Thalys.
Thalys?
Must you make me repeat myself? I am the Prime Minister of Esfrost. I and I alone am fit to represent our nation. Go push your papers in the shadows like the minor lordling's son you are.
You would say me? You, who would be nothing if not for your high birth. Your ineptitude is mocked by noble and commoner alike.
Dragan, you forget yourself.
You both forget yourselves.
Frederica?
If you must bray at each other, then do so back home. Your bickering will bring shame upon our nation.
Such strong words, sister. Do you think you're above us now that you're being wed to mighty House Wolffort?
Please, Erica.
My apologies, but the ceremony will begin soon. I ask the delegates of each nation to make their preparations.
And you must be Serenoa Wolffort. Well, I suppose we should bother the happy couple no longer. Well done, Frederica. I see you've inherited your mother's wiles. She always did have a way with men.
Too bad you also inherited her hair. That sickly pink makes me want to retch.
I think they might be evil.
Pray forgive my cousins, Lord Serenoa, and forgive me if I was out of line.
Those two, they were...
Phallus and Erica Esfrost. Full brother and sister to Archduke Gustadolf. And my half-siblings.
I see. Well, I hope that we can all come together for the sake of our grand endeavor.
Smithy. Oh boy. Let's go see if we can upgrade our... What even do we have? Our long sword. As blacksmith, I have the privilege of looking after everyone's weapons. It's my honor to forge and repair whatever Wolf Force warriors require. Any blades that need tempering or bows that need priming, you only need to say the word. As at the smithy, you can upgrade the weapons and unlock abilities. Each weapon has 3 ranks. Increasing a weapon's rank unlocks more powerful abilities for that weapon. And acquire weapon abilities within the same rank in any order. The later a skill is learned, the more materials it will require. If a weapon ability is connected to another with an arrow icon, then they must be acquired in the order the arrow indicates. Exclusive weapon abilities. Weapon abilities contained within a box marked with or cannot be active at the same time. Once you have acquired either one, both become available. Alright, so we can get a silver sword. Weapon rank 2. We don't have silver. Increases the weapon's potency by 5. Why not? Alright, more damage. Surely that will come into play. Two hours. One fight. I think we're doing an exploration now.
My honored guests, I am pleased to announce that operations at the Grand Norzelian Mines have commenced in earnest.
Man, that guy's a cone head. Look at that. That's not a natural head shape.
The Earth has yielded treasures more magnificent than even we had anticipated. May the mines endure for many years as a symbol of prosperity for all of our nations.
Well said. With Hyzant's Sultan capital, Esfrost's ingenuity, and Glenbrook's raw materials and manpower, our realm's future is bright indeed. It is a partnership built on 3 pillars, each bearing equal weight. We owe a debt of gratitude for all who have supported this grand venture. A particular note is Lord Dragan, whose knowledge has allowed us to so swiftly see our labor bear fruit. And House Wolfort, whose mediation has proved invaluable in forming this accord. May their deeds be forever remembered by history. Let us raise our cups and toast to their health and happiness.
Huzzah!
Lord Sereno is smiling from ear to ear. Shame his parents couldn't be here to see this.
Do not get too swept away in the moment, Eridor. We have a job to do here, and the day has only begun.
Got a job to do.
Now that the formalities are done with, let the festivities begin. Step forward, Sir Maxwell.
So, this is the one they call the Dawn Spear.
Glenbrook's fiercest warrior. They say he has never known defeat.
I would take the measure of this man.
Who's that guy?
Now that the foundations for peace have been laid, let us be stifled by rigid formality no longer. There is a tourney to be had, after all. A much more entertaining event than my endless speeches.
Here, 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 here.
Will any among you prove a match for our Sir Maxwell, the champion of our previous challenge? I very much look forward to finding out. Until then, help yourselves to our hospitality and our wine.
Amogus.
Eat, drink, and be merry. It shall not be long until final preparations are complete.
The wine is poisoned.
Our time is nigh, Serenoa. Ah, but I forget myself. Our time is nigh, Lord Wolfort. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. But living up to the title will be no easy task.
You'll do your father proud, I'm sure. Unlike some of us.
Have more faith in yourself, my friend. You, too, shoulder the future of the kingdom, after all. This is no time for self-pity. A prince's subjects mustn't hear him talking like that. Come, preparing for the tourney will take your mind off your worries. I mean, this is like... one is probably like the most, like, I'm your buddy.
Have more faith in yourself, my friend. After all, you too shoulder the future of the kingdom.
I wonder if Glenbrook will truly flourish thanks to anything I do.
Of course it will. It already has. Besides, House Wolfort is at your back.
My apologies. And thank you. I shall strive to be worthy of your support.
You two are quite the pair, aren't you?
Fast friends from the day we met. And you are?
Apologies for not introducing you sooner. This is Huette of the Kingsguard.
I am tasked with keeping His Highness safe, though he often seems to resent it. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you, Lord Wolfort.
Ah, Prince Roland has told me much about you. I can see he is in good hands.
I shall see that it is so, my lord.
Now let us begin our preparations. Today we take the field, and today we claim victory.
Are we gonna win a battle? Roland and Huette. A melee warrior with range. Strikes foes 2 squares in front of him with his spear. And has more mobility. Ooh, okay, I didn't know he could do that. Huette rains arrows. Oh, she's an archer. Huette is a terrible girl's name, yes. Higher to the ground, the greater a range. Well, that's good. Good to know. I had best greet our guests, who would also give me a chance to take the measure of my soon-to-be opponents. Thalos and Erica. I wonder if those two would deign to participate in the tourney. Soon you will lead your first foray into battle, and Lady Frederica and I shall experience true combat for the first time. You have a stratagem in mind for the tourney. Ooh, do we? Have you heard of the triangle? Maybe a tourney. A defeat will bring shame upon us. I intend to do whatever I must to win. Our house fights with honor. There shall be no tricks, but we will offer our opponents no quarter. You handled yourselves admirably when the bandits attacked. I expect your magic will be key to our victory. It's pretty good. Is that so, my lord? To tell the truth, I hadn't anticipated such a response, but thank you for the flattery nonetheless. I was being sincere. I have faith in all my allies, else we would not be fighting together. Your honesty is refreshing indeed. I am not so nervous as I was moments before. I shall do my best to answer your every expectation. Lady Frederica and I shall prove ourselves worthy to fight alongside you. You carry your father's legacy on your shoulders, young lord. Eager am I to see how it fits you. I've trained the prince since he was scarcely old enough to hold a spear. I have great interest in seeing his performance at the tourney. I would wish you good luck, but I'd rather your skill carry you to victory. Oh, Conehead. I am Sorceley End, but I'm sure you know that I have the honor of being one of the Saintly Seven. The duties of a young lordling are many, but I trust you are more than capable. May this mind bring prosperity to us all. Such a massive endeavor is bound to be fraught with danger. If you or yours ever require medical treatment, pray visit the Ministry of Medicine. We are blessed with the finest medical minds in Norzelia, but our facilities aren't open to just anyone. Mention my name, however, and every service shall be at your disposal. I heard tell of the ministry. It is said that even the most grievous of wounds can be treated there. I'd very much like to see how such miracles are performed. Oh. We have learned of something, so that means talking to everyone is important. Oh no. You are the new Lord of House Wolfort. Yes, I have seen you from afar, but I believe this is the first time I've had the pleasure of speaking with you. Even now, the common folk sing of your house's bravery during the Salt Iron War. However, I suspect it shan't be long before they sing of House Marseille's deeds instead. I look forward to seeing you at the tourney, Lord Serenoa. Congratulations on your recent appointment as Lord. I am sure the entire realm will celebrate the occasion. Lord Simone has ever been a dear friend to us. Pray do not hesitate to come to us in times of need. Audiobook stream, yeah, really. You're joining the tourney with my brother, aren't you? Sir Maxwell has trained with him since he was little. Roland could barely stand after they sparred. But he even walks like the Dawn Spear now. I am so proud to have him as my brother. My apologies. Franny is always saying that I let my emotions get the better of me. Please, keep my brother safe, will you? With the wedding on the horizon, I imagine time must be a precious resource for you. Your life is on the cusp of a great change, my young lord. Still, I pray you remain a faithful friend to my brother. He has his foibles, but I care for him all the same. Is it true that General Aviora will be taking the field in the journey? The right hand of the Archduke, rivaled only by her lord in ferocity. I doubt she judges a friendly competition to be worthy of her abilities. Still, if she lives up to her reputation, then she wouldn't have to try hard to prove a match for even the mightiest warrior. Lord Serenoa, congratulations on your recent appointment. The news of Lord Simone's abdication was sudden, to be sure, but all lords must give up their position in time. Still, I am certain having that immense responsibility thrust upon you at such a young age must be trying indeed. If you ever require counsel or simply a sympathetic ear to bend, do not hesitate to call upon House Telior. Okay. Lord Serenoa, there you are. Benedict has been looking for you. Who's Benedict? Your first tourney as Lord of the House, eh? I knew the day would come, but still, it brings tears to my eyes to see it. Always remember that Benedict and I are at your back, my lord. Come to see us for whatever you need. That includes the tourney. You need someone in the dirt, my lord? I'm your man. Let's show them what stuff House Wolfort is made of. I passed a group of soldiers clad in black armor on the way here. Are those Aesfrost's storied black irons? Dark Knights, eh? I sure hope they're not evil. I mean to question any Aesfrosty I can about the archives. Descend within the archives, countless tomes, lies the answer to any and all questions that have ever been asked. You only need to seek them out. A house of boundless knowledge. That's certainly something I'd like to see with my own eyes. Oh no! The soldiers here are obedient, I'll give them that. I can't say the same for Aesfrost's military. For better or worse, in Aesfrost we value freedom over all else. Those with the drive to succeed naturally rise to the top. Though your kingdom's lords and ladies might view us as a rabble of ambitious upstarts. We aren't beholden by tradition in Aesfrost. If you ever have any interest in seeing what true freedom looks like, you're welcome anytime. A country where one is judged by ability and not birth, it certainly has produced some formidable personages. I shall have to visit whenever time allows. You're from House Wolfort, yes? Your reputation is formidable, to be sure, but Aesfrost's military is second to none. Day and night we train, and I dare say even our rank and file would be a match for any other army's elite troops. Why, just the other day we managed to capture a particularly dangerous smuggler. He was swift as a horse and deadly with a bow as any man alive. I even broke a bone in the process. His skill would have doubtless made him a capable soldier. It's a wonder what disparate paths our choices send us down. Captured smuggler. Oh, we got convictions out of that. I don't know why. Ah, Serenoa. How good to see you again so soon. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Thalas Aesfrost, at your service. I suppose soon I shall be calling you my brother-in-law. This is quite the castle you have, full of history and great deeds. I hope that one day fate sees it to deliver me one so grand. I suppose we haven't formally met yet. I'm Erica Aesfrost. Yes, Frederica is my sister, although I hardly think of her as such. This country is old, for lack of a better word. I'm certain it will fit her sensibilities perfectly. Damn, son. Was that a veiled threat? Possibly. A predictable match with a predictable outcome. Okay. Oh, hello. I understand your medal shall be on display at the tourney, my lord. May it leave an impression on all in attendance. Oh. My lord, before the tourney begins, I would like to ask you a single question. To what end do you believe this contest is being held? Oh, chat, we have a decision to make. It's a chance for our three nations to gather and celebrate. Although the battles may be bloodless, victory is sweet all the same. In times of peace, there are precious few chances to display martial prowess. I mean to remind people of House Wolfort's legacy. It may appear to be mere entertainment, but reputations are at stake. If we show weakness, then it will be noted by all in attendance. Look at these guys with this 4D chess. Just so, my lord, each nation will show their strength and take the measure of the others in turn. It will be a test of skill as well as mettle. I will not treat it lightly. Very good. It shall be the first of many tests to come, I am sure. Stories of Minister Exharm's skill has reached even the lips of my servants. I very much look forward to learning the truth of these tales. You must be Lord Wolfort. I am Patriarch of House Consor. By King Regna's grace, we were chosen above all others to attend this momentous ceremony. 'Tis an honor, truly. All we have, we owe to our king. Let us continue to serve him as well as we can. Was it shiny? Where? Next to healer. Shiny? I don't see no shiny. There's a lot of shinies though, but it's... Oh, there it is. We found it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Today I fight by Sir Maxwell's side and the tourney. I could not envision a greater honor than this. May we cross swords, Lord Serenoa, and may the fight, this font man, be one to remember. Let us hope this tourney brings the same thrills as last year's. I won't soon forget the final bout between Lord Simone and the Dawnspear. Aye, 'twas a match for the histories. 'Tis a shame Lord Simone won't be here to have another go at it. His son is representing House Wolfort this year, I hear. I don't reckon one so green can stand against the likes of the Dawnspear, but I've seen stranger things. Lord Serenoa, I understand that Wolfort's name is now in your hands. Allow me to reintroduce myself as your peer. I am Landroy Falks, Lord of one of Glenbrook's 3 high houses. So much politics in this game. This tourney will be your first and best chance to show the skill of Wolfort's new generation. You have my support. May you find success deserving of a high house. I hear the Dawnspear is returning to defend the title he won at the previous tourney. Let's hope he hasn't been resting on his laurels. Secretly Game of Thrones, yeah. The hell is this? Volcano tree? Cat? It is an honor to be allowed to fight by House Wolfort's side. I shall do my utmost to bring honor to you on the battlefield. With you by my side, friend, I feel we can take on the entire realm. I dare say we may even give the Dawnspear his first taste of defeat. Looking for shinies here. I think we're good. I think we did everything. Yeah, I think we did everything. I hear the Bloody Shield himself will be fighting on behalf of Afrost during this year's tourney. He's the captain of the Duchy's elite Hawk Riders and a fierce Hawk Shield himself. I look forward to seeing the man in action. I've never seen a woman, or a man for that matter, quite like Minister Lila. Beautiful, elegant, and brilliant. What wouldn't I give to serve under someone like her? Word has it her new assistant is a strapping young researcher, said to be well versed in ice magic. I knew I should have spent more times at my books instead of in the training yard. Learned of the ice mage. Alright, I think that's everyone. The tourney will begin soon. I'd best head back. Oh. Recommended level 3. Two hours and 20 minutes. One fight.
The combatants have arrived, and the stage has been set. Let us introduce the champions who will fight for the glory of their nations. Fighting for the honor of the Grand Duchy of Esfrost, General Avlora. Fighting for the honor of the Holy State of Hyzant, Minister Exham Marshal.
Yeah, that was
Fighting
Block's
for the
game.
honor of the Kingdom of Glenbrook, House Wolfort. And last but not least, the victor of our previous tourney, Sir Maxwell the Dawnspear. Hurrah! Hurrah!
The Wolfort Lordling is here in his father's stead, I see.
Lord Simone's heroics on the battlefield are the stuff of legend. A pity I couldn't match swords with him today.
You will match swords with me. I promise to make it every bit as exhilarating as Father would.
You have his spirit, if nothing else.
Indeed. I look forward to crossing swords with you.
The combatants have assembled. Now, let the battles begin! I shall announce our first pairing as chosen by lots. Minister Exham and Lord Wolfort, make ready for combat!
It's just like Dragon Ball. The tournament arc. Block's got a strat game? No. He had one, but it was way too slow. Like, it was worse than this. And not enough anime. During battle preparation, you can survey the battlefield, place units, return to the encampment. Okay. Change the unit placement. Sorceley is a healer. This is going to be interesting. I wonder if like some weapons are better than others, like kind of like Fire Emblem. The tourney.
Be gentle, my lords. I'm not as strapping as once I was.
I expect no quarter from you, Prince Roland, nor from you, Lord Serenoa. Show us the swordplay your house is so famous for.
They're two of Hyzant's most famed generals. We'll have no room for mistakes.
Then we shall make none. Now, let us show the realm the mettle of the new generation.
For honor and glory!
Look at these upstarts.
I will end this.
I won't lose.
Okay, they're fighting in a very tight formation. However,
Shall we begin? Your lifeblood will paint my sword.
This battle is ours.
what's your attack range? 3, 4. I'm good. Lightning arrow?
From this range.
For the honor of House Wolfort.
Oh,
I shall try my level best.
my boy's in trouble.
I have your back.
We'll get him yet.
Yeah, Anna should flank.
I'll take you on.
Definitely should flank.
I'll be your shield.
How shall I destroy you?
I wonder if he's a wizard.
I shall do what I can.
He got so damaged.
My apologies.
I fight for peace.
Is that not gonna hit my guy?
Two ashes.
Diagonal?
Your orders?
Interesting.
Take this.
My apologies. Close, but not quite. For victory!
Okay. Now, we're kind of in a situation where
You don't stand a chance, you brute. Yes.
he's not really a tanky boy. We don't have a choice. Certain maneuvers will award you kudos, which can be traded for valuable items at the encampment sundry shop. Okay, kudos.
Here I come.
Hello, me.
Combo.
From where shall we strike? This ends here.
All right, that's one down.
I see your
Oh, that's not good.
I see a path to victory. Let us reverse our
Tides are
fortunes.
turning.
How shall I destroy you? I'll show you what I'm made of.
That's 30 damage. I can also take the ire of the whole enemy party, but
I'll be your shield.
Shall we begin? Be at ease.
yeah, it's a 8 against 8 battle here.
I fight for peace.
Okay. What would be a good move here?
With the powers in me.
Your orders?
All right, Anna. We gotta kill someone. Rogue could die. What if I heal this guy?
Take this.
That's the stuff.
And then dagger this guy.
I won't lose.
Right.
Take that.
Shall we begin?
Uh-oh.
My lord.
Uh-oh.
This battle is ours.
she could kill this guy. Now let's take out the rogue.
This ends now!
For the honor of House Wolford.
Let's go kill the pikeman.
This ends here.
You're open.
Level up.
Skills grow sharper.
To battle, I suppose.
Slumber stab.
Victory is not yet out of reach.
Okay, our tactician here is just gonna heal up. 'Cause he is not looking so good.
Come at me. You're done.
Bonk.
Cool heads shall prevail. Your wounds are healed.
Let's get our rogue back to full because she's pretty soft.
Allow me.
Though the princess. This might be a bad idea. She's gonna get bopped. And there's no way she can run.
Time to work.
Well, I'm not in a position here to do some
Sound strike. Yeah. Sound strike.
I thought there was someone on the other side, but that was just my previous move. How embarrassing.
I shirk from no danger.
Shall we begin?
This
was destined to occur.
This battle is ours. Darkness engulfs you. You're open. Sound strike. This will prove useful.
Bit of poison. Nice.
I'll take this one. Yes.
Defeat is not an option.
Yes.
We could kill this guy or deal some massive damage on this guy. Now I think thinning out the enemy is the way to go.
You fight admirably, but you will not claim victory so easily.
Their numbers are few, but they are fierce. Stay focused and drive them back.
I shall try my level best.
Could buff him. Or we do a double team.
It is time to strike.
Our victory is assured.
Buff the boys.
I shall do what I can.
Cure Anna.
Allow me. Thank you.
You know, I should have buffed Anna, actually.
Nice try.
I will end this. Two ashes.
Follow my lead.
Time to work.
Oh, he's getting the beat down here.
This'll hurt. Sounds right.
Allow me.
You've left yourself open. I won't lose. You don't stand a chance. Did you see
You've
that?
left yourself open. Ah, my old wounds flare up again. I can fight no further. Exham, I will leave you to fight for the glory of Hyzant.
I mean, it's 8 against 2.
The hunt is on.
Like, I know you guys are pretty strong warriors and all, but I don't know.
Yeah. Victory is ours.
Die already.
I like the follow-up mechanic, but I feel like I'm gonna get demolished at one point.
Your lifeblood shall paint my sword.
Let us pry out their weakness. It is time to strike.
I shall do my best.
Oh.
Tomorrow is a new day.
New ability, which is pretty
For the
nice.
honor of House Wolfort.
Ha! Have another! I love the battlefield. It's only a flesh wound. Ah!
Allow me.
Ah, he is having a.
Goddess, I thank you for your blessing this day. A worthy foe is a glorious gift indeed.
He's having a bad day.
Cool heads shall prevail.
I don't even know who I'm gonna heal here.
Allow me.
I owe ya.
Allow me.
Time to work.
Oh, it's poison time.
Suffer. You won't escape.
For victory!
I really like Anna. It's over.
Brace yourself.
You brute!
Yes!
We win.
I asked for no quarter. You did not disappoint. Perhaps one day we can fight as allies.
Get demolished. Get the hell out of here. Oh, a HP ring. Don't know if I should give that to Serenoa or what's her face? Pink-haired girl.
To think they'd
Frederica.
get the better of us.
Your father taught you well. You wield that great sword with skill beyond your years. Well fought. The day is yours.
Victory goes to House Wolfort! Our next bout shall be between General Avlora and Sir Maxwell. May glory go to the victor.
Stand back. This one is mine.
Very well. I accept your challenge. Who have taught you? They taught you well. Though something tells me you surpassed your teacher long ago. Your defense is formidable.
As is yours. I yield.
Victory goes to Sir Maxwell!
What's that about?
My hand. I can't feel it. So that was General of Laura. I pray never to meet her on the battlefield. There will be no quarter given today, young lord of House Wolfort.
I would expect nothing less.
2 battles at once? Oh no, never mind.
Huh? Where am I? Oh.
Got your ass beat.
Ah, you're awake. And none the worse for wear, considering the blow you took from Sir Maxwell.
He was too strong for us in the end.
Today, yes. But let us keep at our training. One day, the students will surpass their master.
The grind set.
Let us work hard for that day, my friend.
All right. I'm just happy we had a battle.
Serenoa and his stalwart allies proved their mettle against the realm's fiercest warriors before finally facing Sir Maxwell, victor of the previous tourney. After a hard-fought match, the Dawn Spear emerges victorious once more. Though beaten in the end, Serenoa's courageous display impresses itself upon all in attendance. Any doubts concerning House Wolfort's martial might are put to rest. Thus marks an end to the tourney and the festivities as a whole. With the spirit of harmony in their hearts, the delegates of each nation make preparations for their return voyages.
You know, I have no idea what happens if a character falls. We haven't found out yet. Jeez. It's a lot of shaking.
Seeing our honored guests off shall be your last lordly duty this day. Now, I remind you.
It is not to be taken lightly. Worry not, Benedict. They shall be sent off with all the pomp they deserve.
You take to your new role well, Lord Serenoa. As I must now take to my own. Pray, visit me at the mines whenever you have the time.
The audio's sounding a bit crispy here.
Farewell, Frederica. May we never meet again.
Nice.
Thank you for such a productive use of our valuable time. I do so love interminable speeches and watching brutes play at war. Truly, the spirit of Glenbrook was on display for all to see. Oh, but I should watch my tongue. Wouldn't want her to go whimpering to brother.
Pay my fool cousin no mind. We have work to do. Work more important than any he could hope to be trusted with.
I apologize for those two. This was a fruitful day for all in attendance.
I am glad to hear you say so, General of Laura.
I can't believe we lost. I thought you were supposed to be one of Hyzet's greatest warriors.
Our foe was a worthy one. It would be an honor to cross blades again someday.
Thank you for your hospitality. Please give my regards to Lord Simon.
Of course, Minister.
It would seem everyone is gathered. You'll find your boats are laden with a bounty of Glenbrook's finest wares and victuals. King Regna asks that you eat and drink your fill, and toast to our three nations' newfound alliance.
More of that swill you call wine? I suppose I could force myself to partake.
Your king honors us with his generosity. We shall present these as offerings to the goddess of salt. The Hierophant, too, will no doubt be overjoyed.
Give me a second here. I gotta reset the, it's too crispy. Reset the audio. For some reason, the capture card's like, it's 2 hours. Time to go to shit. There we go.
Lord Wolford, I bring a message from King Regna. He would have you join our guests on their return voyage to serve as their envoy.
This is a great honor, my lord. You would represent our nation and speak with the king's voice.
If it is His Majesty's wish, it is a duty I will gladly accept. But there are 2 vessels and only one of me. Did King Regna say which of our honored guests I should accompany?
He would leave that decision to you, Lord Wolford.
Lord Falks, as representative of another of Glenbrook's high houses, will board the ship you do not.
And why was House Tellior not given this honor? Last I knew, our kingdom had 3 high houses, not 2.
Mere fact that you whimper those words before us is answer enough. Good show at the tourney, Lord Serenoa. You truly are your father's son. The king has seen fit to leave this decision in your hands, and I shall not gainsay his wisdom.
A lord must be worldly as well as wise. I trust you will conduct yourself as befits the lord of a high house.
Thank you, Sir Maxwell, Lord Falks.
The king has entrusted this decision to you, my lord. I suppose you have an idea as to why.
He needs to test my judgment. He is waiting to see which I choose and for what reason.
Oh.
Indeed. We are friendly with both nations now, so neither choice will earn his ire. That said, there is no telling how these relations may change going forward. No doubt, the choice you make will have an effect on our own house's relationship with the nation you choose.
I understand. This requires careful consideration.
Careful consideration?
Benedict,
With chat?
gather the others.
I don't know.
Hear their opinions on the matter. Then we shall consult the scales of conviction.
The scales?
At once, my lord.
What are the scales gonna do? Let me talk to the scales. Tavern? Sundry? What does tavern do? Alright, but we're gonna have to call it there for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we got another stream later tonight. We've got Atelier Sophie 2 in 2 hours. So stay tuned for that. And on that, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye for now.